Commencing autopsy 3. Time, 21:04. 27-year-old female, infected with unknown pathogen. Blood analysis indicates virus. Provisional name is Pax-12. Deceased had traveled in China before returning home 2 weeks ago. That must have been pre-quarantine. Unknown if had contact with livestock, but I can definitely see evidence of insect bites. Deceased had reported coughing and sneezing with a high fever. I'm seeing a nasty rash, some abscesses around the abdominal cavity. Clear signs of immune suppression. Cause of death appears to be catastrophic organ failure. Findings match reports coming out of China. This is highly concerning. The deceased may still be infectious. I'm halting the autopsy in order to notify the authorities. Request a full lockdown of this facility, effective immediately.
Alright, you guys, welcome to my new gaming channel, the Drinking Drunk Gaming Gamer. And screw all of you who have taken all of the more simpler names. Nonetheless, we're going to begin this Drinking Drunk Gaming Gamer channel with Plague Inc. Evolved, available on Steam.com. Stand by. Had to take a drink. So I've already played most of these. So we're going to go and go to single player. I've already played most of these. But for the sake of starting out fresh, we're going to go ahead and start out fresh. And we're literally going to do this step by step, level by level, difficulty by difficulty, blah 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 blah. So, plague number 1, bacteria, most common cause of plague, unlimited potential. And we are going to choose, let's see, we're going to go ahead and stick with catalytic switch. Excuse me. Because catalytic switch is always nice. I will probably use that for most of my viruses, depending on specific virus and if circumstances change. But for most viruses, diseases, what have you, I prefer catalytic switch because it's a nice DNA bonus at nearing the end of the game while the world is working on a cure. While the world is working on a cure, every time you get a research airplane that pops up a cure bubble, you can crush that bubble and get more DNA points so that you could help evolve your disease to fight the cure better. I would usually choose genetic mimic on this. In fact, you know what? For this one, I'm going to go ahead and choose genetic mimic. Your plague is harder to cure. Because that's one of the biggest things, is that once the world notices that you're on the world scene, on the stage, they start to work on a cure. And once they start to work on a cure, you're screwed. Well, not always, but you'll see what I'm talking about later on. Also, keep in mind, this channel is called the Drinking Drunk Gaming Gamer, right? So don't expect a whole lot of cohesive conversation here, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of talking to myself in my head out loud. So if something doesn't make sense, I assure you it makes sense to me in one way or the other at the specific time. Nonetheless, I would advise you all to mainly watch the screen and see what I'm doing on the screen. for any kind of walkthrough tutorial, blah 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 blah. Now, I will tell you this, I will not publish a video unless I succeed in the particular game that I am filming. Now, what this does is it eliminates the possibility that somebody finds my channel and by searching a specific video and finds one of the failed videos and thinking, oh, this jackass is just like all the other jackasses who says they're gonna get me through the Necroa virus on Brutal and ends up with a failed fucking attempt. So we're gonna start off with the bacterial disease, and we're gonna start off on casual. Okay, so it's gonna be the easiest stage, easiest to beat. We're just going through some of these genetic bonuses. Okay, so we're going to go with Genetic Mimic. Your plague is harder to cure. Aquasite, I think we're going to keep it on Aquasite for now, because for most viruses, say for any specific circumstances, for most viruses in this game, or illnesses, diseases, whatever you want to call it, it's best to be able to infect every landmass possible as quickly as you can. All the islands and what have you. So long as you have a certain number of people infected on all land masses, then you can affect the symptoms and the transmission and get the disease to spread quicker within that particular landmass. But the key is, always remember to get every landmass infected as possible. In fact, ideally, to beat this game on any virus, or I keep saying virus, not always viruses, to beat this game on any disease, what you need to do, what you need to focus on, is getting the entire world, the entire population of the world unhealthy, infected, before you start evolving the symptoms. Because as soon as the symptoms start evolving, the world is going to recognize that there's an illness afoot, and they will start closing down ports, airports and harbors, and you will not be able to spread it to them quick enough on the harder levels, and you will lose the game. So with that said, let's go ahead and go with Aquasite so we can transfer it better to the islands and all the various land masses. I like Extremophile just because, why single it out? Why give my plague a bonus in arid climates? Why give my plague a bonus in humid climates? Why give my plague a bonus in rural environments? Why give my plague a bonus in urban environments when I can give my plague a bonus in all environments? See what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Okay, anyways. So we'll keep Extremophile. And then let's go ahead and go with Translesion. Costs to devolve don't increase. Okay, costs to devolve don't increase. So if the game decides to evolve the symptoms before I'm ready for it, before I have the plague spread to all the land masses, then I have the option, if I have the DNA points, to devolve it and avoid the world taking notice of the plague. Okay? So that's that in a nutshell. 1 second, I'm going to try and adjust something here real quick. Okay, we'll see how that works. I thought it was a little off center. Anyways, okay, so this is what we're going with. For bacterial plague, on casual level, we're going with Catalytic Switch, Genetic Mimic, Aquasite, Extremophile, Translesion. Okay, let's click Continue. Let's go with Casual. No one washes their hands. Research doctors don't work. Sick people given hugs. And I expect a little bit more. Bacterial. Okay, since this is bacterial, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the name Candida albicans. will kill the world with a yeast infection. Enjoy. Alright. Now, select the location where I want to start my plague. This can be an easy decision, but then again, this can also be a very complicated, difficult decision. Hold on a minute, taking a drink. By the way, since this is the Drinking Drunk Gaming Gamer channel, I would like to share with you all what I'm sipping on. And who knows, why don't you go ahead and comment below and tell me what you're sipping on too, okay? Okay, enough with that. I ain't got a whole lot left in that pint. More than a half pint through, so that's the way I like to start it. Alright, let's roll with this. Where are we going to start this plague? Now, in making the decision where to start the plague, you want to think about a few things. Hold on, let me adjust my camera. It's looking like shit again. Hold on. See, you have to forgive me, folks. I don't have all that highfalutin, fancy-dancy equipment that most of these YouTube gamers have with this doggone new fandangled software that lets you film everything you do on screen with your little goddamn picture down in the motherfucking corner and all that good stuff. I'm sorry, I don't have all that highfalutin stuff because, well, you know what? I'm a broke guy. I live simply, and I simply don't have the resources necessary to make that type of stuff happen. Unless y'all want to donate, subscribe, share, tweet, blah 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 blah. Excuse me. As much as you can, and that always helps that effort. Who knows? We'll see what happens, right? Anyways, when making the decision to where to start your plague, one, a lot will depend upon what type of plague you're starting, obviously, and how it behaves. But you also got to think about warm and cold climates, okay? If you start your plague in a hot environment, you will have to eventually evolve it, sometimes sooner rather than later, to be able to persist in a cold environment. And you'll find out later, I try to wait as long as I can to evolve it at all. Sometimes, again, depending on the plague, things change with different plague behaviors. But I like to wait a lot of times to evolve it at all, because as soon as you start evolving it and it spreads quicker and it becomes more infectious than the common cold, you will find that it starts evolving symptoms on its own. And if you don't have every landmass infected, you will have trouble infecting all the land masses because the airports and harbors will start closing. Okay, so we're going to try and find an intermediate area to start this basic plague in. Let's go ahead and go with Russia's cold. Well, I didn't mean to start it in Kazakhstan, but let's go ahead and start it in Kazakhstan. And we're going to speed this up. I probably could have chosen a lot better place to start it in. Kazakhstan don't even have Kazakhstan. See how drunk I am, folks? I'm actually very well versed in geography. Kazakhstan. Alright, Kazakhstan does not have a port, an airport, or a harbor. But this may end up being a blessing in disguise. You see, I've had this issue with my mouse lately. I think it might be a virus that is making my mouse click twice with one click. I don't understand it. So when I click on a country to decide whether or not I want to start it in that country, if it clicks twice with one click, Sometimes it chooses the country without me wanting to actually choose it. Nonetheless, we see here already, though, very shortly, we have right down here in the bottom left corner. Alright, down here we have 26 DNA points, which is pretty good for being that quick. Also, despite Kazakhstan being an economically rich nation, as indicated by this symbol right down here, it has already infected 218 people in Kazakhstan. Okay, and right here it says Candida albicans infects hundreds. Candida albicans has infected hundreds in Kazakhstan, increasing the chance that an infected person will infect a healthy person. Keep evolving your disease. Little do they know we've yet to evolve as yet. Oh, there we go. There's some more DNA points. Always stay on top of these bubbles. And we already spread. We spread to China. 9 people infected, 10 people infected, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now the good thing about infecting China so early in the game is that China, Candida albicans infects thousands, that China is an economically poor nation. Okay? Oh, we already went to Russia. Wow, we're doing pretty good on this one. Airplanes use new sterilization filters. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and break my code. And we're going to go ahead and evolve this on the airplanes. And we're going to go ahead and evolve this by the sea. So it transmits through water very easily. Tip: think what would happen in real life. Plague Inc. is a hyper-realistic model of the world. Not that realistic. Plan your strategy and evolve your disease accordingly by spending DNA points. Again, hyper-realistic. Come on, guys. I think you might be overstating a little bit. Nonetheless, let's carry on. The upgrade I just made lets airplanes be infected again. Good stuff, because as soon as China's and Russia's inundated, we'll spread it all over the world. Kazakhstan's rolling downhill quick. Look at Kazakhstan. Woo, Kazakhstan. More infectious than TB. The trick is, like I said before, with all these plagues, I don't care what type it is to get as many people infected as possible before you start evolving at all. Or before, I should say, the world starts noticing and starts working on a cure. So many new countries popping up here. Okay, nausea symptom mutated. So before we hit OK, let's go ahead and go in here to symptoms. I don't know if I necessarily want to evolve a symptom yet. Let's go ahead and devolve that for 2 DNA points. And let's go ahead and go over here and let's bring the C back into it and double up on the C. And then we'll come in here. For abilities, create bacterial shell to protect against all climates. Let's roll with that. I'm digging that. More infectious than HIV. Ooh, boy oh boy. Look at that. Look at that. I had to stop and slow it down. Couldn't keep up with all those doggone countries being infected. I think our next evolution will be medicine. medicine resistance, that is. Greenland, welcome to the party. We need to infect these islands. We got Indonesia infected, and it looks like we got the Philippines. More infectious than the common cold. It's going to start evolving symptoms. Wow. This is a rather fast-spreading disease plague here. We've got Madagascar. You know, let's take a look at our world scene here real quick. All of our islands and land masses are infected, except for the Caribbean, and that will follow shortly, I presume. Okay, let's go ahead and evolve this a little bit. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit more medicine resistance. Let's go ahead and slow down the cure, because trust me, that will totally come in handy at a later time. Now, we want the Caribbean infected, which it should be shortly, since we have all these ships going about that are infected, and all these airplanes won't make it to the Caribbean. Ah, there we go. Caribbean's infected. Alright. Now we can go willy-nilly. If it starts evolving symptoms, that's fine. I don't care. 4.9 billion of the world is infected. Good times, good times, good times. You know what? Let's throw this into a hyper reality. Let's go ahead and boost it up on cure resistance. Bacterial shell for all climates. Come on, Africa, join the party. Stand by while I take a... Okay. Coughing symptom mutated. Since I have all land masses infected, we're going to go ahead and roll with that. You're going to notice the world's going to start taking notice here. Let's go ahead and bacterial shell practically impregnable, further increasing bacteria survivability in all climates. Let's go ahead and roll with that. I'm thinking we should roll with that. See if there's any symptoms we can evolve here. There's one of these. Okay, less productive. Okay, we want to work from the bottom left, even though the more fatal areas are somewhere here on the right and in the middle. But we're going to work on the bottom left because I want it to slow down research. Actually, I mean, we've got points, so let's go ahead and evolve it to elsewhere. There we go. Let's roll with that. New minor diseases and spreading. In a normal checkup, mind you, at this time 5.86 billion of the world is infected already. Just now, they're saying, in a normal checkup, a doctor in Pakistan found a new disease which has been named Candida albicans. It appears to be mostly harmless, but must be investigated further. Other countries are also reporting this disease. My evil laugh. Okay, Iran starts to work. Iran starts to work on a cure. We'll see how that works out. Meat sacks, eh? Come on, give me some DNA points. I want to be able to evolve this thing. We need to spread it around Africa here a little bit better. And then we'll turn on the kill switch. Cause that's how we roll. That's how we roll. They see me rolling. Something, something. I will catch the world right and dirty. Candida albicans placed it on the watch list. So now ports and airports, or harbors and airports start shutting down. And it looks like Africa finally joined the party. Do your thing, Africa. As soon as it says there are no healthy people left in the world, psh, done Dazinski. We've got 33 DNA points, so we got plenty to work with right now to give us a little boost. And we have the catalytic switch genetic bonus going on. So every time they send out a plane to start the cure, we get bonus DNA for it. Boom. Let's evolve a little bit, shall we? Ooh, there's a little bit of lethality in there. Random blackouts and fits reduce the patient's ability to function independently. Boom. What's this right here? Neuropathic action of the pathogen in the frontal cortex causes severe emotional and behavioral abnormalities, significantly harder to cure. Boom. Done. What else we got here? The expulsion of infected material through projectile vomiting increases the risk of infection. Let's roll with it. 6.78 billion people. UK finally shuts down seaports. First one to shut down a port. First death in Brazil. Tip: fight the cure. There are two ways to fight the development of the cure: evolve aggressive symptoms to destroy countries more and more noticeable, or evolve cure resistance less noticeable. We've already done 1.5 of both. There are no healthy people left in the world, and we're at 7% cure. I'd say this game is done. Let's go ahead and focus on symptoms. At the point that there's no healthy people left in the world, there's no sense in focusing on transmission, is there? Let's see. Inflammation obstructs bodily process. What do we want to choose? I wish I would have gone this direction now that I think about it. But let's go ahead and go with this. Pathogen diarrhea, pathogen active in digestive tract, causing infection through feces and potentially lethal dehydration. Poor countries. Okay, but you'll notice down here it gives us a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Let's focus on the most lethality here. I'm afraid that. You know, let's go ahead and go this direction. Boom. Done. Transmission, don't have to worry about. Abilities, don't have to worry about. Okay. Global research focused on a cure. It's at 9%. Looks like they're all right and dirty, though. Yeah. Boom. 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 19 DNA points. Let's go back and evolve. Symptoms. What do you say we go with? That doesn't do shit for my lethality though. Paralysis, motor skill, significantly harder to cure, can be lethal. Let's go and go with that. They ain't going nowhere at this cure. Projectile vomiting symptom combo. Coughing and vomiting are causing the infected to projectile vomit, increasing the infectivity of Candida albicans. 18%, 19%, 20%. The cyst symptoms mutated. Okay, we want to evolve this one. That takes 12 or 26 DNA points. Now that everybody in the world is infected, let's go ahead and flip up the kill switch and focus on that. As much as I'd like all these other symptoms, you know, I think we should just focus on the kill switch. Alright, 26. We need just a few more DNA points here. And this more than doubles, this dysentery symptom more than doubles our lethality. So let's go and roll with that. Ah, see, there's that double click shit again. Alright, let's see what that does for us. People are going to start dying off in droves. So far in the world we have everybody infected, and we have 96, 99 million. 104 million, 107 million dead, 119, 125 million, 132 million, 138, 148 million. People are dying quick. It don't mean nothing until it starts getting in the building. So build up some DNA points so we know what we're working with here. Cure is only 46% complete so far. Killed more than smallpox. Good time. Killed more than smallpox. Boom. 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 23 DNA points. Let's look at our symptoms again. How can we increase lethality? Let's see here. We really need to go this direction. 29. Let's go 6 more DNA points and move it up towards the center. 51% complete. Abscessus symptom mutated. That's good to go. I'm digging that. I can't believe there's still an airport open. U.S. President taken ill. Whoopsie. Shit happens, eh? Oh wait, we're at 29 points. So let's go ahead and boom. Wait a minute, let's look at that. Boom, look at that lethality. See that extra lethality? Let's go ahead and evolve that direction. Boom. That's gonna start killing a lot more people. 1 billion, 1.1 billion, 1.2 billion dead, 1.3 billion dead, 1.4 billion dead. That's a little better. It's a little better. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Look at all the DNA points I'm working with here. We're going to go ahead and go this direction because I know there's some really lethal shit up towards this way. So let's go ahead and evolve that there. And next we'll evolve that and then up to here. That and then up to here. Alright, but we need 18 or 22 for that, and we're at 18. Come on. 67% cure. See, the problem is we need to kill these people off before that cure happens. We're at 69% so far. Okay, 42. Boom. We really want to go there next. 34 points. We're at 22, we need 34. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Come on. And 34. Boom. Evolve. That's what I'm talking about. 4 billion dead. 6 billion dead. Or, I'm sorry, 5 billion dead. Think they're gonna make it. 28, 29, 30. Let's turn up the kill switch. Wait. We need 8 more points. 8 more DNA points for that boost in lethality. Alright. Boom. Let's watch them die. 6.4 billion dead, 277 million infected. I don't think we're going to have to evolve anymore. The cure stopped at 74%. 50 million infected, 39 million infected, 31 million infected, 6.7 billion dead. Oh, look at that, we're still getting bubbles. 2.3 million, 1.2 million, 6.8 billion dead. Candida albicans to destroy humanity. And that's what we want to see, folks. That deserves a drink. 260 people infected and the world is destroyed. Candida albicans has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. I hope you guys have enjoyed the drinking, drunk, gamer episode video. Starting Plague Inc. Evolved series, starting with the bacteria plague on casual level. Easy peasy Japanesey. Here we go. Don't forget to subscribe, share, tweet, frickin' frack, brickin' brack, schmickle schmack, slick and slack. All that good stuff. Y'all have a great night.